Von 22 und 21 vom BKA. Die angemeldet. Ja. Und davon 4.000 Deutsch, 90.000 noch was nicht Deutsch, 70.000 Europa, Asien 1.000, Amerika 6.000. 2022 gab es 346 Verfahren gegen Menschenhandel. Plus 18,9% vorher. Ja, 346 Verfahren. Also es hat überall einen Plus gegeben im Vergleich zu vorher.
Hi, welcome to the talk about human trafficking and context with compulsion in Libanon. Hi, willkommen zum Vortrag über Menschenhandel und Zwangskontexte im Libanon. Ich werde jetzt erstmal auf Englisch starten und dann nochmal das Ganze auf Deutsch sagen. My name is Lea. I'm part of the student representatives of the Faculty of Social Work at the FH Münster. The other cooperation partners and speaker will introduce themselves in a minute. At our events, we always have an awareness team that keeps an eye out for situations where personal lines are crossed and people feel unwell. We want to create an environment where you can feel safer. You can recognize the awareness team by their red vests. If you feel unwell, need an open ear, or other support, you can approach the awareness people. This talk includes sensitive topics, so don't hesitate to go outside and talk to the awareness team. Be aware of your emotional and physical boundaries and look after yourselves and the people around you. The awareness people also have skill material for stress relief in their backpacks that you can borrow. Ja, und das Ganze nochmal auf Deutsch. Hi, ich bin Lea, ich bin Teil der Fachschaft Sozialwesen der FH Münster. Und auf unseren Veranstaltungen haben wir immer ein Awareness-Team mit dabei. Die haben eine rote Weste an, daran erkennt ihr die. Wenn ihr euch unwohl fühlt, dann sprecht mit denen. Genau, Sinn der ganzen Sache ist, dass wir einfach einen Raum schaffen, in dem sich alle ein bisschen sicherer fühlen. Und da das ganze Thema, was jetzt besprochen wird, auch sehr sensibel ist, ja, wartet nicht, wenn ihr Pausen braucht, dann geht ruhig raus und redet mit dem Awareness-Team, wenn ihr das braucht. Und die haben auch Skill-Material in ihren Rucksäcken, was ihr euch ausleihen dürft. Ja.
Dankeschön. Mein Name ist Susanne Kock und ich bin hier vom Projekt Marischa. Das ist in Münster ansässig. Das ist ein Projekt, das mit Sexarbeitenden hier in Münster arbeitet, seit 10 Jahren und seit 6 Jahren auch eben mit hauptamtlicher Unterstützung. Ich bin Sozialarbeiterin, Hauptamtliche in diesem Feld und habe heute Bonke mitgebracht. Vielleicht möchte Bonke sich selber vorstellen.
Ja, guten Tag. Ich bin Bonke, ich bin angehender Sozialarbeiter und mache seit ungefähr einem halben Jahr bis Jahr ehrenamtliche Arbeit beim Projekt Marischa. Das heißt, wir gehen auf die Straße, auf den Straßenstrich und fragen nach Befindlichkeiten. Wir verteilen Kaffee, wir verteilen Kondome. Wir bieten dann auch über die Straße, bieten wir, falls nötig, auch Termine an im Gesundheitsamt. Und genau. Daneben machen wir noch für Öffentlichkeit Arbeit. Wir sind zum Beispiel politisch sehr aktiv. Wir gehen auch auf Gegendemos, zum Beispiel gegen den 1000-Kreuze-Marsch und positionieren uns auch dementsprechend.
Genau, wir sind heute eben hier, weil wir auch Dinge erleben, die erschütternd sind, die emotional aufwühlen können. Wir erleben auch immer mal wieder Zwangskontexte. Vielleicht können wir später in der Diskussion nochmal darüber sprechen. Aber wir sind eben auch hier, um die Kooperation zu unterstützen. Wir bieten aber eben auch nicht nur Streetwork an, sondern zum Beispiel auch Beratung bei Steuerfragen. Man muss sich anmelden für diesen Job und so weiter. Auch dafür sind wir zuständig bzw. fühlen uns zuständig und mögen da gerne unterstützen. Wir haben heute auch hier eine Person, die übersetzen kann für uns. Ich habe jetzt gerade nicht auf Englisch gesprochen, weil ich mir das nicht zutraue, das im Englischen zu sagen. Ich hoffe, dass der Raum aufgemacht wird für alle, die das ähnlich sehen, sich heute zu trauen, diese Übersetzung in Anspruch zu nehmen. Das ist der Lukas, der sitzt hier vorne. Der gibt sich größte Mühe, heute hier zu übersetzen. Genau. Das wäre ganz lieb, wenn du es für Nayiri einmal übersetzen könntest, in so kurz, wie du es kriegst.
Yeah, very short translation. What was just said, that's Sanne and Bonke. They are both from the project Marischa. And this project works with and for sex workers in the clubs, but also in the brothels and on the streets. And yeah, doing social work for and with sex workers. Was it brief enough?
Ja,
okay.
Ja, hallo, ich starte auch auf Deutsch. Mein Name ist Caroline Terling vom Bistum Münster und ich bin sehr froh, dass wir diese Kooperationsveranstaltung heute haben. Mein Part ist nämlich quasi, dass ich unseren Gast zu Gast habe, also Nayiri Arslanian, die sich gleich auch selbst vorstellen wird. Und zwar kooperieren wir mit dem Hilfswerk Missio in Aachen und das macht jedes Jahr eine Kampagne zum sogenannten Monat der Weltmission. Da werden Christinnen und Christen in anderen Teilen der Welt in den Fokus gestellt, die sonst nicht im Fokus sind. Und das Ziel ist einfach, auf diese Regionen, auf diese Menschen, auf diese Partnerorganisationen aufmerksam zu machen, damit sie auch weiterhin unterstützt werden, nicht in Vergessenheit geraten und eben auch Beistand bekommen. Und in diesem Jahr handelt es sich um die Länder Libanon und Syrien. Das heißt, die werden also in dieser Kampagne in den Mittelpunkt gestellt. Und unser Gast ist aus dem Libanon, aus Beirut und ist da als Sozialarbeiterin aktiv und setzt sich ein für Frauen und Mädchen, sowohl libanesische als auch vor allem syrische, äthiopische Frauen etc., die betroffen sind von Zwangsprostitution, Zwangsehe, Kinderehe und so weiter. Und in dem Zusammenhang haben wir in dieser Kampagne einige Veranstaltungen in und um Münster und eine findet heute statt. Genau, vielleicht magst du kurz übersetzen, bevor wir Nayiri nach vorne holen.
Viel Info, deswegen magst du noch was? Okay, so there's a campaign of the Diözese. This is also an English term.
Yeah.
Oh, diocese, okay. Which tries to put people in the focus, which are not in the focus, usually in the focus. And that's, I think, also why you are here today and talk about that. And okay, so the campaign is from the Missio in Aachen.
Yeah.
That's the name? That's the name of the NGO doing this campaign. Okay.
Thank you. And now I think we will introduce Nayiri. Welcome. Please come to the stage.
Hi.
She arrived yesterday, but she's been to Germany for some days. She's been to Berlin and to Frankfurt. And now maybe you may introduce yourself and then start talking about your work.
Great. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? How was your day? Long, hard. Ready to listen? Ready to know about Lebanon and its situation? Huh? Yes, 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 yes. Okay. My name is Nayiri. I'm coming from Lebanon. I'm a social worker, specialized in women and girl protection sector. But it's been nearly 3 years. I'm sewing within Talita Kum network. We're gonna see together who is Talita Kum network and where it started and what are we doing, our services in the Middle East. And then, what do I do? I'm a social worker, and that's it. So today we're gonna start, we're gonna show you a small video about Lebanon. For sure, when we go outside, we try to show the most beautiful part of our country, but it's suffering somewhere. We're gonna see the sufferings together, and some of the videos that it's prepared not from professional videographers and editors, etc. In our network, we have a sister who is passionate for making videos. She always tries to help us to make small videos. We're gonna see together small videos, and we're gonna talk. You have any questions, we're gonna answer. So while they are trying to get the videos on them, that's good. Sound? All that greetings to you from Lebanon. Father, you see it good? This is our country. This is our motherland. So, for sure, behind those very beautiful scenes, mountains and seas, roads, streets, for sure there are people are suffering. Suffering because of corruption, political corruption, suffering because of economical issues, suffering of war, most probably, and many other issues that causes our social issues that we are living in the country. For sure, wherever there is an bankruptcies and economical situations, the social problems raises up. By the before 2 years, due to the Beirut blast and other situations, fluctuation of the money, economics, etc., dollarizing everything, the salaries are only in Lebanese pound. Situation went worse, for sure. And now we have a high number of human trafficking. We know that whenever there are those problems, economical and political, the traffickers are everywhere. They try to use that problems of the people that goes down, economical situation, that helps them to get their victims easily. Yeah. Let's at first agree for the meaning of trafficking, and then so that every one of us thinking on the same level. When we talk about trafficking, human trafficking, we just let us think about everything that beneath, under, any person do anything against his or her will, something forced to do it, exploitation. In Lebanon, it's happening in many different levels. We have a huge number in sex trafficking, a huge number in child labor, forced child labor, and the third part, that a lot of domestic workers went from slavery, modern slavery status, to sex trafficking status in human trafficking area. So before the issues, economical, those migrant workers or domestic workers, they were in a status of modern slavery without their passports, etc., with the sponsors. Later on, because of the economical issue, the sponsors couldn't renew their papers and went to other status for sex trafficking. So we're gonna go out together with Talita Kum. We're gonna introduce you somehow who is Talita Kum Network. So Talita Kum Network, it's an international network, 2009. UISG, Union of Superiors General, starts to think to work against trafficking and exploitation. They start to make collaboration. The collaboration started in Rome, and then they went out everywhere in Africa. In 2019, we started the network in Middle East. As a Talita Kum network, we have more than 6,600 members in 97 countries. We are networking, communication, formation, and advocacy. The areas that we do, all those work, prevention, protection, networking, formation, advocacy, and promote international anti-trafficking campaigns. Those are some numbers from IOM that we had it lately, that 50 million. Of course, there is no 100% numbers. There are always estimated numbers. People who undergo trafficking and people who inform that they are victims of trafficking. 50 million estimated number of people living in situation of modern day slavery all over the world.
Those numbers are all over the world. General information. 600,000 to 4 million trafficked per year. All are estimated. They may be more because people, they don't speak loudly about this issue. Estimated annual profit earned by criminal groups, 32 billion. By knowing that the human trafficking is on a third level income generating or increase the budget of the countries on a yearly. The first one is gun, then the drug business, and the third one is human trafficking. That enters a lot of money to the government. 130,000 number of victims assisted 1997. We don't have the latest numbers for those. 51,000 number of the victims assisted by all national governments annually. Governments only give this number, 51,000. Traffickers who are successfully convicted annually, 5,300. You see the different numbers. It's an overall view for the numbers. Let us move to the other one. Wells of Hope. It's the name of the project in the network. In Arab word, we just called it Yanabi' al-Amal, which means a hope, but we take it in a different way in the Middle East. We are currently in Lebanon, in Syria, in Jordan, lately in Egypt in 2022. We used to try lately to be in Iraq also, but we couldn't find the support. For sure, as a network, we try to work with the victims, with the people who are very vulnerable, and the children. And we know the wars make the people in insecure situations, and the number get increased. For sure, it's a global idea about Jordan. They do an awareness sessions, but of course, in all the countries, they only try to work under the coverage of the church, of the Catholic Church, because the network created by sisters, Catholic sisters in Rome. So everywhere we only try to work under the name of the church and in the parishes, except Lebanon. In Lebanon, we went out of the churches to do some other works in different areas, such as Palestinian, in most vulnerable areas, under poverty line areas, in the schools, etc. So, if we want, for sure, we're going to talk more about Lebanon. Lebanon served, due to our economical situation, as I said, we are not hiding it. If you go to the news, somehow, you're going to know much more, read much more. I'm not an expert in politics or economics, so I only can talk to you about sufferings of the people. Our main objectives to provide an awareness sessions, to prevent, to educate people about human trafficking, so that in this way we prevent the things to happen. We collaborate with NGOs and governmental institutions. For sure, in Lebanon, we have laws against trafficking, and for sure, we have an office in the government who fights human trafficking, but nothing applies. Providing social and psychological follow-up for the victims and potential, the people who are high risk, rehabilitation and reintegration in the society. At the end, I love this, and Women and Girls Empowerment Project. We're gonna try to pass over them. And for sure, we try always to work with our team, on our team, so that they can, in the capacity building, especially that the people who are working in this network, we are 15, and each one of them is coming from different backgrounds. Not always all are studied social workers, psychologists, or humanitarian field. So we try always, I just say them, it's enough to be passionate to do something good for human beings. and the others we can support and do the capacity building, and we can reach on a level to work in the field, but not to be a social workers. We have our meetings, we train the youth to be volunteer and support group, and at the end, the youth ambassador. Youth ambassador idea is that in our network, to have those youth, to have certain sessions, and then later on, so that they can support us whenever we go to do awareness sessions, and most of them, so that we put in their ages, so they do an awareness session to people of their ages, for their ages, as a teenagers, so they can influence much more. They can address the topic much more. Good. Prevention and protection areas. Awareness session. Our awareness sessions are everywhere. We started in the vulnerable areas. We just ask women to open their door and ask their neighbors, friends, relatives to collect in small rooms. We gather 10 to 15 women to do an awareness session about human trafficking, to say what's in human trafficking, when it may happen, for whom it may happen. We started from Beirut, suburbs of Beirut, then we went more under poverty line areas where there is an overpopulation, where there is a lot of sex trafficking, where there is child labor, and go on. For sure, to do this kind of things, and for sure Palestinian and Syrian camps. When I said that we work in Lebanon, not only in churches, yes, we reach in the camps where no one can go in and do sessions. It's not easy to go in. They have their identifications. So in Lebanon also we are pioneer to have curriculum. We have special curriculum for children because it's a need today to educate children also about a topic, about an idea of exploitation. The curriculum talks about, for these ages, about good and bad secrets, because people, they use the children and say, this is a secret, keep it for you. So we educate them about what is the bad secret and the good secret, where their private parts, where their privacy circle, so that the others can stand there to talk to them, so that whenever they want to escape, if they don't feel safe, to do it. For teenagers, we just talk about more about today's trend. It's about trafficking, cyber trafficking. Today, teenagers are suffering from cyber trafficking in my country on a social media, where it starts with lovely words, caring, and then it goes nude pictures, and then it goes for emotional threatening, and then it goes threatening on a high level, and to get money to not show the photos to everyone, to send her parents, to put on social media in another page. So we say it's in cyber trafficking. And by knowing that there are some applications also kind of, maybe people using it in a different way, in a bad way, that comes out as an exploitation. And for adults, for sure, we just educate the parents about trafficking, type of trafficking, and then we go with them the most fragile people for trafficking, and some parenting guidance for them, because they really in need as a parents that, okay, it's not okay to send my 10 years old child to work as a child labor, but if as a network I can't give something for this family, or what that boy or girl bringing money is a network, I can't give that to them. So I don't have the right to say, don't send your child to work. Don't send your child to work, so then this is the support that this child is bringing to you. And if I can't do that, I just can do a parenting guidance, which means to let them aware where their role starts if their children are working, and how can they support them, how can they listen them and protect them. Yeah. Women and Girls Economical Empowerment Project. Yes, it's financed by third-party donors. By the way, we don't have a budget. We have some small donors. We write a project for them. They are friends to us. They provide us with that small amount of money, and we just do the awareness and women economical empowerment project. This is one of the projects, it's so loved for me. This is how we teach a woman fishing. We don't give a fish. She starts learning new skills, vocational training or anything like she learns manicure, pedicure, or she studies to make a chocolate production, wrapping and designing, so that she can start to work from home. We also provide the small kits so that they can start their freelance work. It doesn't need always to be a full-timer at work. They can have their own customers in different times, so that they don't leave their children alone. So it's kind of supporting. This is the way how we can economically support them so that they reintegrate in the societies again. And on a social level, which means we teach them for better self-confidence, how to talk with customers, how to take care of the hygiene, how communicate with others. So, and for sure in social empowerment is that one of the most important part, listening them, because sometimes they only need someone to listen their issues. Yeah. More than 6,000 people participated in 195 awareness sessions, schools and on the streets, and more than nearly 100%. So when I'm going back to Lebanon, we have 2 empowerment projects. We'll go on and we'll finish in December. Individual counseling, for sure, consultation. I do the counseling sessions for the high-risk cases and for the victims, and then they refer to psychotherapists. And if they need psychiatrists, for sure, for the time they need and amount they need. Sometimes the victims, they go on after a period of time for them to be a trafficker. It depends. I used to have this case. She came to me, she was a victim of trafficking. After 1.5 year follow-up, she became a trafficker on the borders of Lebanon and Syria. Not always we have success stories. So, other activities, for sure, we do the advocacy on social media through campaigns. During the year, we have the dates. It's International Prayer Day for the victims of trafficking in 8th of February. So during this day, we distribute flyers on the social media. We go to the groups of migrants, refugees. We try to be everywhere on our social medias so that we do an awareness for this day. We pray together as much as we can. And then we have 30th of July. It's an international day by UN. It's an international day combating human trafficking in person. We cooperate with parishes, so we participate in mass and talk about human trafficking and talk about Talita Kum spirituality. Online activities, whenever there is an International Prayer Day. Preparation, as you see, we're gonna see together small videos. We prepared about our work and try to do campaigns through them. Partners and collaborations, Union of Major Superiors, Pontifical Mission, Raúl Forero Organization, CNEWA, Missio Aachen, Caritas, and some other NGOs, CAFA, Abad, UPEL, where we coordinate. It depends on the cases that we have, whenever it's needed. So, we're gonna go to see some videos that shows our work in the field more. We go, yes. Those videos, we prepared them during International Prayer Day. During 2022, children situation in Lebanon went worse. School dropout is on its high end. Working children number was getting increased more and more in the market. Children started working even in the garbages, where they are trying to find the plastics, cans and nylons so that they can sell by kilos and get their daily food. Most of the time, even they are getting their foods from the garbage. Regarding for their families, are in a worse and hard situations, socially and economically too. Our role as a Talita Kum Lebanon was to spread on the streets, to go near to those kids, to ask about their needs and to give them protectional guidance so that they know how to protect themselves from exploitation, from all kinds of abuse such as physical, sexual, and verbal. Due to our tour in the areas from Nabha, from Silmilfil, we came out that a number of the children, uneducated, illiterate, are getting increased. And when the number of illiteracy increases, we know that the coming generations are getting worse and worse, where the world is going and supporting education. Now, this gives us more responsibility to think once again about those children, to have for them illiteracy classes and support them with the minimum. The other sufferings in the society is the number of the refugees, Syrian refugees that we have in the country. In very small country with a population nearly only 4 million and something, we have nearly 2 million refugees. And the tension between Lebanese and the refugees is getting higher because UNHCR funds them, their rents, their food baskets, their daily food by dollar. And the Lebanese people, no one funds them, no one supports them, no one helps them. And our students, our kids, are barely going to schools. We don't have public school for this year yet because the Ministry of Education couldn't pay the teachers' allowances, and the teachers are in a strike and they are asking for their basic needs, their salaries to be in dollar. We are waiting that public schools that were the reason where many Lebanese students were getting education. So when the schools, public schools are closed, so people should put their kids to private or semi-private schools where the minimum they should pay as a tuition $750 by dollar and nearly 20 million Lebanese pound, which makes also 200, 300. It depends the black market, dollar and Lebanese issue. Huh? We have different markets. One in bank, one in official. You go and try it in a Google, Lebanese pound, equal to dollar, you're gonna see 1,500. In France, we say la vie en rose. So in a black market is 150, 140,000. It differs, but everyone goes with black market. So we have, the issue is that not only economical, the issue is much more complicated. It's a system issue. It's a corruption issue. Laws are there and they are very beautiful, especially one who combating the trafficking. The police stations got a training how to deal with a person, especially when they bring a girl from a street, but still no one uses that trainings. No police knows how to deal with a person who got trafficked. They always blame the person, judge the person, judge that woman, judge that lady for what she's doing, something shame on the streets. I only can say no one is allowed to judge them because no one knows the way they come to stand there. As I don't know each one of you, how was your day? What are the paths you are working through in your lives? Then we're gonna see, of course, we have an issue, a systemic issue about the street children. Huh? There are a group of gangs. This is another kind of trafficking that we suffer in Lebanon. You're gonna see 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, small children out there between the cars, cleaning the cars. They ask for money, they sell a tissue, they sell roses. There are girls at teenagers, now they are selling roses and they are selling themselves on the streets. In a nightlife areas in Lebanon, the situation is worse. Our students, our school students, they are going to school in the morning. Afternoon, they are working so that they can have a bread. They can pay the rents by dollar. They can eat. They can go on education. Sometimes we have girls at age 14, 15. They are working late night works at 10 p.m. till morning. Before going to school, they change themselves, their clothes, and go back to work. They work in a supermarkets, etc., cashier. It's not easy anymore to live. Sometimes they ask me about our dreams. I said, we are not allowed to dream. We have no dreams. Till when? We don't know. I always say, I really want someone just tell me when these sufferings will end. We are ready to live on our daily issues. Normally, we wake up, we go to work, etc. We come back, well, dealing with our own life issues, not dealing with the whole system issues. Huh? We can't dream. We can only suffer. We have to think about that if we're gonna wash our clothes, if we have water or not. The government gave us the water or not. We may have no electricity for 3 to 4 days. We have to get a generator. In every couple of streets, there is someone, generator guy, who distribute generator to homes, and we pay end of the month $200, $250. He asks for us whatever he wants, and we should pay. Because if we don't pay, we'll sit in darkness. The minimum, we can't have it. So this is our situation. This is our Lebanon. We're gonna go see some of the activities of awareness session in Lebanon, in one of the south villages. Yeah. Yes, no? Yes, from time to time, for example, during the year 4 to 5 times, we go to the villages. They are far from, because we have a transportational issues, it's very expensive. We don't have all this beautiful transportation system. We go by car, 2.5 hours, etc. So this is one of the villages in South. For sure, we do a coordination with the parish and the scouts of the area. Another video about our success stories. Those are the lights. No, the second one. Next one, yeah, this. Those are the hope, our success stories. During 2022, Talita Kum Lebanon offered for 15 women empowerment project, socially empowering and economically empowering for very high-risk cases of trafficking and victims of trafficking.
أنا اسمي دليدا عنتبلة وأنا اضطريت إني أترك مدرستي من أنا وصغيرة، وكان عندي حلم إني آخذ الشهادة بس ما قدرت أحققها أنا وصغيرة. فمن بعد ما تعرفت على ينابيع الأمل طالتا كوم لبنان، فحققت جزء صغير من الحلم اللي حلمته من خلال مشاركتي بالدورة تمكين المرأة اقتصاديا مانيكير بيديكير. خلال الدورة حسيت حالة مهمة ومحترمة ومسموعة من القيمين على المشروع. حابة أشكر أول شيء الراهبات، وأشكر كمان المعلمة اللي تعلمنا معها، وحابة أشكر بالأخص كمان الأنسة نايري اللي هي قدوة كتير بحسها كبيرة لإلنا.
هاي، أنا اسمي ليديا، أنا من إثيوبيا. أنا أجيت على لبنان وصار لي فترة، وكان بمرق بالمرحلة كتير، يعني في أشياء مثل غير الأجنبية بيصير معهم. واللي لوقت اللي تعرفت هذا المكان وتاليتا كوم لبنان صار عم بحس حالي مهمة، وشفت العالم هونيك مثلا بيهتموا فيي وما كانوا يحسسوني اللي بحس قبل، وكأنه وفي عندي احترام وكل شيء. وغير هيدا كمان علموني عقدة الدورة المانيكير وبيديكير، ولأقدر هلا اشتغل بحالي، ما بدي هذا يساعدني، وهيك عم بشتغل بحالي. و حسيت حالي كتير مرتاحة وكتير مهمة بهاي المكان اللي تعرفت عليهم. وهلا الحمد لله عم بشتغل وعم بعمل كل شيء بحالي، وبدي اشتكر هيدا تاليتا كوم لبنان وميرسي.
Those are our success stories from last year. Now we're gonna see another video about, yes.
We can't see at the background the undertitles. Maybe you can repeat some short topics of the video. We can't read the...
Okay. The first lady, she's Lebanese, and she got a manicure pedicure courses, and she was just saying that her dream was to get a certificate. She left the school at very early age, and for her, she did part of her dreams that she got a certificate of manicure pedicure. By the way, she's now working. She has customers and working part-time somewhere. She was thanking people who works in the network. The second one, she said that when she came into Lebanon, it was so hard for her to involve because of discrimination of the color, etc. And she's from Ethiopia. And then when she joined to the network to get these women empowerment sessions, she felt herself that she's important, she's listened, she's good. Now she's working, she doesn't need anyone independently. Yes, we photographed her, videographed her in her shop. She rented a small shop and she's working in. So another video about empowerment is from this year. We did it in April 2023. It was chocolate production for 15 ladies. And of course, in our sessions, we can have from different nationalities and different religions, etc. Please. She's so happy that she learned the production of the chocolate. The interaction was so good and she got a new experience and she encourages everyone to get this experience.
كونوا موجودين بالمعمل ان شاء الله وببيتكم يصير معنا ان شاء الله يا رب.
Sister Marie-Claude Naddav, she's the coordinator, regional coordinator, because it's a non-networks related by sisters, and the regional coordinator should be a sister. She's Good Shepherd Sisters. At the end, she said, hopefully your homes be a factory of chocolate. So how we encourage and follow up those ladies? We advertise them whenever we have an event. We just give a call to them and we try to get chocolates, buy chocolates from them. And then we advertise them to our friends. And we send customers to them. This is the only way we can encourage them for now. And for sure, they can have their own pages on social media and get support. At the end, we're gonna show a video that sum up the 3 years of activities of Talitakum Network by telling that the victims of trafficking, they are trying millions and hundreds and thousands times to rise up. As the humans, we are there to support them, to rise up as much as they need it. They can't make it out of sudden. It's not an easy for them to come out from the hands of the trafficker. Whenever they leave one trafficker, they need to go to the other one because they are always threatened from one to the another, to the third and the fourth. They are very afraid to live certain situations. It's not easy. Their life never been easy. Their path never been easy till they reach wherever they are. When they say no, I just only can say one person is more valuable than the whole world, as said Saint Marie Euphrasia. And I try to go with her the whole path till I let her reach in a safe place and reintegrate her in the society.
On days and I rise like the day. I rise unafraid. I rise up, and I do it 1,008 times again. And I rise up, I like the waves. I rise up, in spite of the ache. I rise up, and I do it 1,008 times again. The silence is quiet, and it feels.
Thank you for all of you attending today. It's a pleasure for me to be here with you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Nayiri, for your presentation, for sharing this theme in your work and the situation in Lebanon with us. The part has been streamed until now, and we would like to say goodbye to our audience at the stream. Thanks for visiting. And here in the cafe, we still have the opportunity to ask questions to Nayiri and get to know things you would like to hear about or intensify. So maybe we have a short break, and then we also have the possibility of translation. And yeah. Okay. Okay, we will have a break of 5 minutes.